huge. It's only been a little over an hour in the real world, but no one could have anticipated such a horrific punishment. The first victim was Fanny, the creator of the prison. On her first day in jail, Fanny was hopeful. Not only were the inmates well fed, but they also had access to premium brand shower gel. She began practicing yoga, and then moved on to do 2 sets of push-ups. When she couldn't go on, she picked up the digital pen from the ground to start drawing. However, as she was drawing, she experienced an emotional breakdown, because this kind of action needs to be repeated for a year following an emotional outburst. Fanny was filled with regret as she thought about her boyfriend. Before the virtual prison was created, she had secretly asked him to participate in an experiment. An accident happened during the experiment, resulting in his death after he went through countless moments of anguish. As a result, Fanny was charged with manslaughter, but the twist is, to secure the virtual prison, the police struck a deal with Fanny. As long as she spends 1 year in the virtual prison, all charges against her will be dropped. At this point, Fanny had no choice but to go along with it, but she never expected that the virtual prison she created would be much more frightening than she had envisioned. As time went on, Fanny initially wrote code just to kill time. It started on day 8, then it turned into day 87, and eventually reached the 99th day. Fanny couldn't. She was experiencing hallucinations in the cramped, gloomy room. She began conversing with delirious state. Yet, despite all of that, the experiments continued relentlessly. In a state of despair and suffocation, she finally made it to day 365. Fanny had put on her best outfit for the day. Then she gazed at the screen. When the light changed to red, she realized she could finally leave this place. However, after a lengthy wait, nothing occurred in the cell. What's even more terrifying is that the date on the screen is set to the very first day. Fanny quickly realized there was a glitch in the program. If it can't be resolved, she could end up trapped here for 100 years, or even 1,000. The overwhelming despair has driven her to madness. She started to wreck the equipment in the cell until she was completely drained of energy. It was only then that Fanny faced the truth, but just then a breeze swept over her, and something unusual occurred.